Well, anti-marriage, yes. Not in favor of marriage.
You don't think I should be married?
No, so I think for religious reasons, it's actually a great that's the only reason I can think of to get married.
Yeah.
But I can't actually think if I'm open to hearing a compelling secular argument for why, a benefit in totality for why men should get married.
Okay, so in my church, you get sealed in the temple, and not
Wow,
only
did you miss the part about secular? But go ahead.
Okay, sorry.
No, go ahead.
In
Say,
my
what
church,
about your church?
you get to be sealed in the temple and be with them for eternity. So the benefit of doing the marriage past the law and doing a temple marriage is you get to be with this person in heaven forever.
Where does
Wait,
this
what
teaching
happened to
come
death
from?
do us part?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
look,
no,
I'll give you earthly,
where's
I'll be
the-
with you. I can stand you for my earth life, but once it's heaven, I'm good. Once we get to heaven,
You're gonna try.
it was nice knowing you, right? Because
Yeah.
it was death till death do us part.
Yeah, in heaven we're not going
Like, can
to.
I start playing? Like,
Yeah, in
can you
heaven
be
we're
a
not going to
player
recognize
in heaven?
our husbands.
Madison,
Wives.
Madeline. Sorry, I'm sorry, Madeline. Is that French? That's a French name.
I always
You
had-
French? Madeline, you French? Tu parles français?
No.
Ah, c'est triste. C'est vraiment triste, ça.
This is good.
Okay, but, you death do us part.
No, there's no
I-
marriages in heaven.
I think
Right, you
that
can't get married.
No, there's no marriage
Can
in
you have
heaven.
sex in heaven?
No, I mean,
There's no sex?
No.
Are we just like Barbie dolls? Like, there's nothing there. It's just like
No, we're just
Earthly
so
desires.
happy. We
Those
have
are
new
earthly
bodies.
desires.
earthly desires.
Yeah.
So is it like Avatar in heaven? where
Desires
you're
of the
just,
flesh.
in
they're
Avatar
gone.
where it's like the hairs connect?
Yeah.
Is that how people-
No, there's just
exactly
no
how it's
marriage
like in heaven.
anymore.
That is
It's just like
exactly how it's
we won't care about that anymore. We'll be too happy.
I always felt
Is
like
there surfing in heaven?
it's
Can you
know?
snowboard and
cloud
shit?
There's
surfing.
actually not
Is there
supposed to be
there's
water.
good snowboarding in Utah, I think.
I always
You're more of a skier, though, I feel like. You're a skier, yeah, it's kind of an L, but
I felt like
snowboarding is just better, sorry.
if let's say nobody found their soulmate. I always had this weird like Twilight Zone
boy.
theory that
Okay,
like
here we go, Lauren, tell us the story.
Oh
Sorry.
yeah, okay. So I always had this weird Twilight Zone theory. If you can't find your soulmate in your life, whoever the hell you're buried next to, I'm not like saying like, let's say you're buried alone, the closest person to you, that's gonna be like your like soulmate. Like I had this weird idea, but that was just like an idea.
I believe God has everyone for someone and stuff, but it doesn't have to happen in this life.
Yeah.
Where's the scripture for that?
No, there's no
I'm not
scripture.
doing a scriptural debate, but I will bring my father on and we can bring up scripture.
Mine was just for my head.
Wait, wasn't like, okay, I'm not going to linger on the Mormon thing. Didn't y'all find a book like somewhere
Yes,
in
it was the Dead Sea
Utah?
Scrolls.
Yeah.
The golden plates.
The golden plates?
Yes.
They were golden?
In the forest
And
or
they were
something?
plates?
Yeah.
Yeah, they were
Paper
engraved.
plates?
No, in golden, just gold sheets.
Oh,
and
like
engraved.
a tablet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the
Yeah.
one
Tablet.
And the one
leader found
official
Where are they now?
translator-
Anti-marriage, yeah, I can't. Actually, you know what? There's risks even to religious men. I understand the traditional justification, though, for getting married because there's a religious there's a compelling, I don't know what the fuck, it's like, under religion, it's like what you kind of have to do,
Commandment?
Yeah, I mean, no, honestly, I don't think that there's a super compelling non-religious reason to get married except for, I mean, you are pro family, kids, right? Yes.
Yeah, but you can like stay with somebody forever and be monogamous
but there's
and have kids with them.
But why would you not want a like actual commitment to them, like a?
Oh, it is a commitment.
Yeah, but like that's just. Don't you like? Why wouldn't you get married? Like, why not?
I remember an episode that Candace Owens came on
Yeah.
here. Oh, and she was speaking facts about how it just doesn't make sense outside of the religious.
It really doesn't.
Yeah.
At all. Like the only thing that makes sense is like when you get hurt and they're like, oh, the only person that's like gonna take care of you is your husband, because like they won't call your mom and dad. Yeah. They call your husband. Yeah. Like that's.
Well,
pretty-
I mean, your next of kin, which would be your parents, would have a medical authority in the case of.
But what if you don't have parents anymore? At, God forbid, whatever age.
Well,
hap-
whoever your
happens.
next of kin would be would then have they would be able to make medical decisions for you. But you could do I think it's called
It's like a.
advanced healthcare directive. So you can
Yeah.
if
It's
I
basically
wanted
like
to,
an authorized
I could
user.
have
Yeah.
Madeline over there, she could be my advanced healthcare directive, and she could, if I got into coma, I'd be a little scared. She's like, she's not gonna. She's not gonna keep me on life support. She's gonna be like, fuck this guy.
Dang it, M-Dog.
He can, I'll give him 3 hours on life support, and then it's done for
Donate
Brian.
your organs.
But,
It's
Be really nice.
but I have, even for religious men though, because all the negatives that I could list to you, which I won't just for the sake of time, all the negatives when it comes to divorce, these would equally apply to Christian men. So, but for secular, I just don't see what the point is. And then there's substantial risks even for Christian men to get married, or at least I shouldn't say, I mean, it's the breadwinner, for whoever the breadwinner is. But
What
even,
about-
yeah.
What about a marriage not under the law, but under the Lord?
Well, I mean, then you got to be careful. Certain states have common law marriage,
Yeah.
and then
Prenup?
Prenups get challenged.
Okay.
They get thrown out. They could be I signed this under duress. Blah blah blah. They can be challenged. They are challenged. And look, just give me a compelling reason. I can go
can't give
forever.
you a
I
compelling
can tell you
reason
why I think marriage is bad. Tell me why marriage is good.
So you can be
Anybody?
with your person forever and your family.
But hold on. I can stay with somebody. I can meet somebody today and stay with them for the rest of my life.
But not if you're not still with them in the temple. You can be with them for the rest of your life, but in heaven
Right,
you
but
want to be with them.
I'm waiting for not.
You can file
not-
jointly on taxes.
But that's great if you're a Mormon. What if you're not a Mormon?
There's no secular argument to get behind marriage.
Marriage,
That's facts.
marriage is a religious sacrament.
Yeah.
So for someone to get married when they're not religious, there really is no point.
Yeah.
I mean, you can accomplish the same thing without marriage. Yeah, you can still have a wedding without being married. You can have all the same things that you would have in a marriage without the actual marriage.
Would you have a wedding but not get officially married?
Like a celebration of
Like-
like being together.
That sounds kind of, I don't know.
It's fine.
You don't have to do like
How
the
much does
whole
it
white
cost?
dress, everything,
Sounds kinda
but just like a big party.
It would be so
How much
fun,
is
and
the
you
wedding?
can cry, and it'll be great. I had
Hey,
a
the
I had
dress
a
is
defund
expensive.
Planned
The
Parenthood
dress
cake
is
at my
expensive.
wedding. It was great. It was great. It was fantastic.
I'll take her I'll have like a Valentine's Day dinner with my girlfriend.
That is not a wedding. That is not any
Wedding?
a Valentine's
Oh my
Day dinner
goodness.
compared to
Okay,
a
but do
wedding?
you think you're going to find a girl that genuinely just wants
Sure.
to chill and
Yeah.
never get married?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I'm
Do you
good.
think she'll be
I'm
a
good.
woman that's pure? If that makes
Pure?
sense. Yeah.
She's
like-
pure?
No, like a virgin. Do you think you're going to meet a virgin who is
They're secular virgins.
okay?
Or
Do you think
I'll just
you'll find someone
Just
that aligns with
co-opt
your
a
values?
non-denominational Christian. What?
Do you think you'll find someone that still aligns with your values even though they don't want to get married? Or do you think it'll be more difficult?
What do you mean? Like they're libs? Like they're libtard? Like they're shit lib?
Like they don't, they
they're
are fine
retarded.
without getting married, but they have opposite morals or viewpoints than you.
No.
No?
I'm not too worried about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it's probably like more realistic that somebody who does want to get married could lean. But I mean, there's like feminist liberal women who want to get married too.
That's true, yeah.
So, I mean,
I was just curious if like the feminist liberal, if that would be a deal breaker.
Yeah.
feminist. Yeah.
Like, I
wouldn't-
mean,
Yeah, sure. I mean, I wouldn't.
if they were like pleasant but still liberal but didn't want to get married,
they
would
have-
you,
Yeah.
would
The
that
mind
be?
virus. Yeah, I mean, I think people have been brainwashed and propagandized. So there's some degree of like,
Absolutely.
can you undo
Yeah.
some of that stuff?
Yeah.
But typically, I don't
most
think
part,
I
no.
don't think I want to do the work to like
Yeah.
deprogram some like
Yeah.
pink-haired feminist lady.
No,
So,
that's fair. That's fair.
yeah, probably not my ideal. But yeah, I don't know. Marriage. Have I heard? I don't know if I've heard a compelling.
No, it's fair.
Guess you gotta
I understand.
become a Christian.
Or I could just. I don't know. I want like 7 kids and stuff, but
Do you actually?
That might have to come.
yeah.
Really?
I gave you look. I gave you the Bible verse, right? What is it? Psalms, whatever.
137?
Psalms 127:4. You know, yeah. I want 3 sons at least. So if she pumps out 7 daughters,
Gotta go 3 more.
We keep going. We keep going until I get 3 sons. I need 3 sons, okay?
I used to want 20 kids. Been there.
20 kids?
Yeah, I legit
I don't
used to
know
want
if
20 kids.
Solid 3 is good.
I
That's
need,
like
I
basically
need 3
pregnant
sons.
for 20 years.
I know.
That's
I like did the math and
crazy.
I was like, wait a minute. I don't know about this.
I need 3 sons. We can keep going after 3, but
As long as you get 3 sons, you're satisfied.
I need 3 sons because you got. I want to have the brother dynamic, but if one of them's a fuck up,
yes.
which I'm gonna do my best to make sure they're not a fuck up. There's got to be
a backup.
But what if all of them?
that. You know what? That's a scary thought. Or what if they've got some like fucked up, some like.
I know exactly.
Oh,
I know
no,
what you're
like-
talking about. Yeah. Yeah.
Are you making a eugenics argument?
No, I would.
Oh.
I'm not saying. I'm just saying. Like, what if your kid is?
A little special.
I would still love him.
But you
But
might
it'd be
want
nice
another.
if I could have a son who.
You might
I think
just
when you
want
have
another.
it.
What is
I
that?
think
Is
when-
that a bad? Is that really a bad thought? Like, I'd rather not have.
It would probably
Like,
be expensive.
Isn't that like terrible for the marriage? Also, like I've heard horror stories.
No, it is. It really
statistically,
is.
like for instance, families with Down syndrome. Statistically, families who have a child with Down syndrome are happier.
Well, so
What?
my
Wait,
down-
hold on. Families with a like with
A
one?
child with
or
Down
in
syndrome.
any family.
People
Yeah, like a
with
couple
Down
with
syndrome, they tend to have a very positive outlook
Yeah,
on life,
it's
though.
so nice.
So it's a little bit.
I,
just
but
like
I don't
being
know if
able
that's
to-
like. Well, if that's the case, then shouldn't we like be breeding more? Shouldn't we be breeding towards that?
No, because our
I
society.
would actually date somebody with Down syndrome.
You've talked about this
I
before.
would date. I would date. I don't know if I'd like stay with her forever, but just like as a novelty.
No, like it's a serious thing. Like they really do. Like they're such happy people.
They are.
And it's so sad. Like we've in like places like Iceland, they've completely eradicated Down syndrome by aborting every single baby.
I get it. But like, if I have sons, they need to be able to go to war with me. Like
Why?
war.
Why is war your goal?
No, what I'm saying is, I'm not saying like I want to go to a war.
So that
I
when you
say
get
war-
drafted-
when I say war, I'm using it in like an artistic sense of like I need to be able to go to war with my sons in like a what's the
live life fully together.
What's the
You want to be able to relate to them in that way and connect with them.
What's the term I'm looking for?
masculine, like kind of bond?
No. But like, I need to be able to go to war, not literally, but figuratively.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, I just think it's different when you do have a child.
Although to be
that's-
fair, Down syndrome, they're pretty strong physically. So
I think that
they have that. She knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Have you seen the Peanut Butter Falcon?
Oh yeah, I've seen that. Yeah,
So you know what?
Good movie.
You know what? I might be convinced. You know what? Fine. I won't be that upset if.
I knew like 2 families that had.
Guys, it's jokes at the end of the show. It's just jokes.
Well, I knew